Our productivity in Australia is causing a major drag on the economy. So what is that? Why is it happening? And how is this affecting us? So productivity is a metric that is commonly used in economics, and it measures basically how much we do and how much we make from what we do. Now, what this does is it essentially tells us if we are getting enough for basically what we are producing in a country. Productivity may not be a super common term that you may have heard, but it's actually really important. And the government is starting to speak about productivity and how productivity is low in Australia. So how is productivity measured? Productivity is measured by taking our GDP, so basically all the money we make for the country for a given year, and we divide that by how many hours are worked within Australia for that same time frame. And that spits out a productivity figure. This is really important because a low productivity figure leads to a slowing economy, right? It means if our productivity is good or really good, then our economy is getting the most out of itself. Where basically if you were to put it in terms of juicing a fruit, if you've got an orange and you're only squeezing out 20% of it, then you're wasting 80% of the juice of that orange. But if you're squeezing out 90% of that juice, then you're getting obviously a lot more from it. So why is our productivity slowing? A really important question, and it actually links back, like most things in the Australian economy, it links back to our housing market. And so currently we have lots of wealth locked up in our housing market. That's no surprise, that should be news to you. And so all that wealth that's currently locked up in property is wealth that could be allocated to different investments that increase productivity. Now, if this is not making sense, I'm going to give you a really quick example that'll make it really clear. If you've got a house for $20 million, let's say a real estate agent takes 20 hours to sell that property. So you've got a property for 20 million and you've got a real estate agent that takes 20 hours to sell that property. That means that the productivity of that sell of that property was $1 million per hour. Now, if that $20 million was allocated into a business instead of that house, it'd be highly likely that you would be able to produce a lot greater productivity than $1 million per hour. Imagine how many people you could get for $1 million per hour if that was to be invested in a business. And so you start to understand how productivity is a major metric that when it's low, it constricts the economy. It's taking jobs away from the economy, and it's essentially creating a lag. So this links as well quite closely to the tax on superannuation that the current government is proposing, which will be introduced in a little over 4 weeks now. And so what we will see is, because a tax on unrealised gains in superannuation above $3 million, we will see a lot of residential and commercial property being put back onto the market and sold to essentially dodge these taxes on unrealised gains. And from that money will most likely be invested into other avenues by way of adding more jobs to the market. And so productivity is a major metric. In Australia, we're falling down at the moment. The government has already, even before the election, they promised to increase productivity, and I believe this is how they were going to go about it, by unlocking a lot of wealth that is currently locked up in the Australian housing market. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great sign for the Australian economy that this is what the government is looking at, and these are the major structural changes that they're making to achieve it. Hey you, thanks for supporting Money Media. If you do have something to say, whether it be positive or negative, leave a comment and I'll get back to it. I'm going to be really interested in hearing your thoughts. And also, if you want to be updated with all our new content that comes out, please hit the subscribe button, and that way YouTube will take care of the notifications for us. They'll ping you every time we upload something new, which often can be quite time sensitive. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining.